Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Zupo's SEO Talking Tea. Today's conversation is discovering keywords that your site may be ranking for that you're unaware of, or is in other words, discovering keywords that your site ranks for. Now, this may sound a little obvious, like of course I know what keywords my site ranks for. I'm doing SEO, but what I'm kind of specifically talking about today is sometimes when you're doing SEO, or actually not sometimes, most of the time you're doing SEO, you are mainly considering or focus on a small subset of keywords, the ones you've defined with your keyword research strategy and so on and so forth. But a lot of sites will grow organically, and what you often find is that your site starts ranking for keywords that you were unaware of, and these might be great opportunities to pursue. So that's what I want to talk about today. But before we begin, I want to introduce the tea we have today. The tea we have today is a pu'er tea. This is the tea. This is probably the tea I drink the absolute most. I drink this probably maybe like probably every day. Varies. I only don't every day on the weekdays. That's the best way to put it. I drink this a lot. Pu'er is a fermented tea. It's a very dark tea that it would be the closest thing to black coffee if you want something with a strong kick. But let's go ahead and get talking and get brewing. So, talking about discovering keywords your site ranks for. Like I said in the beginning, when you're doing SEO, you often find like that your site starts to rank for keywords that you didn't even try to rank for. And this is commonly the case. You're writing a lot of the content, you're doing a lot of SEO, you're doing a lot of link building. Naturally, your site will start to rank for things that you're unaware of. But the most important thing is you need to discover these things. There's different tools out there, including Ahrefs, SEMrush, that will help monitor these things for you. They will monitor what keywords you're ranking for, and then you can also then kind of peruse them to see if there's any of interest. Now, generally what I find is when we're looking at keywords that a site is ranking for, 90% of the time the keywords on there that we're starting to rank for have no business relevance to us. In the sense that even though we're happy we're ranking for that keyword does not, move us along the lines in terms of business bottom line, revenue, sales. It just doesn't really help that. And if that's the case, I pretty much just ignore them. But there are two places that sometimes that 10% where I do look into it. One, you'll sometimes find that there are keywords that actually do help move the bottom line, and you kind of like hit yourself on the head like, wow, well, we never even thought of that keyword, but we're ranking for it anyways. Let's double down on it. And in those cases, those are great because sometimes it's best to kind of go with the flow of how your site is growing organically. And if you find keywords that you're already starting to rank for, and second, they fit your bottom line, go ahead, double down. You already started ranking, for it a little bit. You should just put more energy into focusing on that because Google has already recognized your site, is somewhat playable in that space. Double down on that. Second, another angle to think about, and this is kind of where you're kind of leveraging everything you can from the assets you have. If sometimes you rank for a keyword that doesn't necessarily help your business bottom line, nor does it really help your sales, but it is a popular search query and a lot of people are going there. If that's the case, you can use it for link building purposes. If you're ranked number one first page on Google for a term or a blog post that you don't necessarily care about ranking for, but you have it anyways, double down on that in the sense that use it as a link building opportunity. Maybe, beef it up a little bit, add some images, and then when you go out there, you can tell people, hey, we have a blog post ranked on the first page. It's a really ultimate guide. If you guys ever want to reference it, feel free to do so. In that sense, you can then acquire some assets in the sense that that blog post or those keywords that you're ranking for that don't help your bottom line can still help you in some way in terms of the link building or SEO. Now, I will say this does require a lot of creativity, and second, it does also not always work in the sense. Sometimes you'll find some of the keywords you rank for on the first page really just don't make any sense, and that's okay. But what I would say is that you're not trying to force it, but always, I generally do like a quarterly review of the sites I work with to see what keywords they're starting to rank for, and then determine, hey, what are the ones that we could double down on, and then second, what are the ones that they don't really make much sense, but we could probably find some value out of it in other marketing areas. And I think that would help you a lot because when you're doing marketing, I think sometimes we think of marketing as sitting in a conference room with a whiteboard and we're getting our creativity out there. But what I would say is sometimes the best marketing is reading the market and reading the organic growth. And if Google is ranking you for keywords that even like even for keywords that you were not really focused on, it does give you a great opportunity to just grow there anyways. Instead of having to brainstorm and think about new keyword opportunities, you could always leverage the ones that you weren't considering but you're already growing for. And that's a really great organic way of growing your website in SEO. So hopefully that was valuable, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pour my tea out. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. And I'm gonna enjoy my tea now. I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks, everybody.